B98.5, 80s, 90s, and now. Good morning. It's the Tad and Drex Show, and happy anniversary to Kara. It's been 1 month as of Monday.
Yep, exactly. 33 days. And you know when you're having a bad day, you tend to, take your frustrations out on the ones you love the most?
Yeah.
I get that,
always.
Things being kind of out of your control, but when it's something that you can control and you still take your aggression and anger out on the one you love the most, that's where I kind of draw the line. And that's what's been happening in my household lately with my husband, Ryan.
What is it?
Fantasy football.
What's the problem?
When he is not winning, when his team is down, he is the moodiest, meanest, gripiest turkey. And it just... you can't control it. It's supposed to be fun. It's a game. It's fantasy football. Why does it have to control everything in the house?
Kara, back up a second. When you just first started talking, you were saying, when you have a bad day, you take it out on the person you love the most. Mm-hmm. Were you actually talking about your now husband, Ryan, having the bad day and taking it out on you?
Yeah.
Oh.
So what do you want him to do about this?
I want him to give up the fantasy football.
Oh, really? It's affecting him that much?
I know it's a huge ask, but there's not anything that I have in my life going on that I take out on Ryan because I know that's not...
Are you so sure about that? If you're going to ask him to give up fantasy football, and that's obviously a big part of his manhood in this time of year,
I know.
Then you're going to have to give up something equal. You agree, Tad?
I agree. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to text him right now while we're talking.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask him, I'm going to say, Kara wants you to give up fantasy football. Is there anything you want her to give up in exchange? And then just be like, shoot for the moon.
A marital veto? Okay.
That could be ugly because I haven't told him that I have a problem with his attitude-y.
Kara, is the thought in your mind at all? Because I have this conversation with my wife all the time. Whenever I go to play golf, whether it's for go to hit balls at the range for 20 minutes or I'm doing a full-fledged 4 hours with my boys, it is always an issue. She tends to get angry, but then she'll say I don't want you to stop playing golf because then you're going to resent me. Is there any thought of that? You tell Ryan.
Yeah, I'm afraid because that's a thing that he does with his boys and that's their jam and they were doing it before I came around and I get that. The problem that I have is the attitude that I receive when the boys in the pads on the TV don't do the things that he wants them to do.
Right.
It's just so silly. Why am I having to be given the silent treatment and get the broody stare and, the back turned to me because of football? It's so stupid.
I was thinking when Drex, you were talking, because I was texting at the time that you were talking, but you were comparing fantasy football to you playing golf. Is that correct?
Comparing more to when my wife will say is upset about that I go play golf, but then says, I don't want you to stop playing golf because then you'll resent me for that. And that's what I said. Is there a thought that Kara, your husband, Ryan, would resent you if you made him give up fantasy football?
Yes, that thought is there.
Is there money riding on the fantasy football? Do you get anything out of this? How much money is riding on fantasy football?
I don't know. That's what makes it even worse because when you lose, not only are you a jerk to me, but now you've lost our money too.
The fantasy football is probably not about money. It's more about pride with the boys.
Of course.
I just don't understand. Your team is going to win. Your team is going to lose. Even if you're just a fan of a sport or whatever, the Braves are going to the playoffs right now. Be prepared. They could lose. Don't let it ruin your day.
And then here we go again tonight. It's Thursday. So guess what's going to happen?
Football as well. So he's going to have multiple screens going on. You got to nip this in the bud.
That's exactly what happens. I'm over it.
Did he text you back?
I just got a text back from Ryan. So I said, Kara wants you to give up fantasy football. Is there anything you want in return? Shoot for the moon. Mm-hmm. Are you ready for his response?
Yeah. What could it be? What could it be?
No, this is so Ryan. He says, I can't think of anything. She's perfect.
And that just makes me feel even worse.